Once you've learned how to heat emboss, you might want to get every embossing powder known to man, but there's no need to make such a big commitment. If you want to emboss in any color, all you need is one embossing powder. Every technique video is narrated live while I'm doing the technique, so you're getting a real-time view of how the whole process works. Pull out the supplies I'm using and create right along with me, pausing as you need. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Stamping in any color only requires you to add a few more products to your crafty stash. One would be a stamp positioning tool, and this is going to allow you to re-stamp your image in the same place over and over again. And you're going to need some clear embossing powder, which you probably already have if you've started embossing. The first thing I'm going to do is take my paper and put a generous coat of anti-static powder on and tap that off. And then I'm going to put it into my stamp positioning tool where I already have my stamp ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Versamark. This is my watermarking or my embossing ink. It has a nice sticky property to it, and this is what the embossing powder is going to stick to. So I've put that on my stamp first, but before I emboss, I'm going to put my Parsley ink on top of that. And it does get a little sticky, so your ink pad might get away from you like mine just did. But now I've got my colored layer over my embossing ink, and I can go ahead and stamp. Now, sometimes you don't get a perfect image when you do it this way, and that's okay. I can come back and restamp my color just to get a nice solid image. Now remember, the Versamark is on there as well, so this is going to remain slightly tacky as I do my embossing. So now I'm just going to put my clear embossing powder over, and you're going to see that it sticks to the image just like you would expect it to, and that is going to heat set perfectly. So I'll grab my heat tool here and melt this down. And now that that's all heated up, I've got a beautiful embossed result with a custom color that I simply inked underneath. Now this really opens the door for amazing ideas. You can do all sorts of really cool things with this technique. So let me show you another one. Again, I'll take my cardstock and get some anti-static powder all over. And again, I'll start with my Versamark and ink this up really well. Then I'm going to take my Parsley and put this just on half. And I'll take a second color, this time Peacock, and put it on the other half. And where the two letters start to overlap, I'm going to take a little sponge dauber and just kind of dauber those colors together to get a nice soft edge, and then I'll stamp. Just like last time, I may have to repeat this process a little bit. And blend in my colors a little bit again. And stamp. But because I have the Versamark on here, this is going to remain sticky, and I'm going to be able to heat emboss this. And as you might guess, it's going to be really cool because it's got this awesome gradient color now underneath. So let's heat it up. So now that this is cool, you can see that I've got beautiful heat embossing over the top and this really cool custom gradient underneath. So really this opens up a whole new world of amazing embossing that you can do with just one embossing powder, your clear embossing powder. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you add it into your toolbox sometime soon. When you give it a try, share it out on Instagram and tag me at NicoleWattCreates. I always love to see what your creative mind is thinking. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And until next time, happy crafting.